welcome to episode 40 of Character Unlock, your bi-weekly 2 hours worth of bullshit and games.
And more bullshit.
And more bullshit. Stuck with me hosting this week, I'm Andrew Brooker, and joining me as always is my good buddy John. How are you, mate?
Hi, I'm good. How's everyone with you?
Yeah, alright. It's been a long couple of weeks, buddy. A long couple of weeks. Yeah, I desperately need a break, even though I've barely done anything the last couple of weeks. But yeah, everything just feels so like it's been so full on. And then next minute oh shit, it's podcast day. Oh shit, I'm going out tomorrow. Oh, it's going to be a late night. Oh fuck, yeah, it's been busy. Which, considering my trip to Glasgow got cancelled, it's not bad going.
Of all the countries to shut down for snow, you wouldn't expect Scotland to be able to do that.
Well, fucking penises. The fact that the entirety of Glasgow was just completely shut down. The day I was due to travel up there, I was like, let's just see if my train's running. No, cancelled. Oh, here we go. So yeah, ended up not going to Glasgow and sat playing games all day instead, which was good, I suppose. Although I kind of sat there annoyed the whole time. I was like, fucking want to go to Glasgow. Upset that I'm not going to Scotland, which is a weird feeling for me.
It's a weird state to be in.
But yeah, it's just like the beginning of a really busy couple of weeks. Like Glasgow, kind of, not a really busy couple of weeks, but a couple of weeks where just everything seemed to go fucking wrong. It was just everything was such a ball ache. By the time we got to this weekend, I was just like, oh, can this just be fucking over already? How about you, mate? How are you?
Well, the snow kind of helped because, the whole getting an extra day and a half off of work meant I could actually spend a bit more time playing games, which means that we've actually got an episode where we can talk about games because we've actually played, well,
games.
Several.
Yeah.
Each.
Yeah.
Which is just a weird state to be in. And hilariously, it's also the same set of weeks when they decided to release a lot of fucking news. So now we have to skip all the stuff we want to talk about for all the stuff that we have to talk about.
Well, we just spent the last 15 minutes going through all of the news that's gone on. We're like, we have to cut this down. This is ridiculous. This is not a 24-hour news cycle. We don't have room for this shit. But yeah, it's been absolutely insane. It's lots of, and we were saying this before, lots of little things, lots of piddly little. Really, do we have to talk about that? Yeah, I suppose we really kind of do. For fuck's sake. But yeah, I suppose it kind of segues us nicely into a bit of news, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm good at the segueing.
Yeah. I will, because, as we all know, you are the Character Unlock king of all things Nintendo. So
I am Mr. Nintendo.
You are Mr. Nintendo. So was it last week they had a Direct? This week?
I actually forgot. Surely it was like the. I want to give an exact date now, but I can't.
I think it was was it last Thursday?
I think it was like
night?
Something like that.
Or Friday morning. Anyway, recently Nintendo have had one of their live stream Nintendo Direct thingies, and take it away, John.
Yeah. So I woke up to the news that there was a Nintendo Direct because, as the Character Unlock expert on Nintendo, I pay a lot of attention to these things and notice when that there's going to happen in the future and can plan ahead.
Yes, you are duty bound to not ignore these things and make sure you know that they're going to happen.
Yep, and I was completely prepared for the Twitter feed and my Reddit feed getting completely bombarded with random YouTube videos and GIFs.
Okay. I mean, it's worth mentioning that I know there's been a Nintendo Direct. I had a quick glance over a website to see if there was any news that interested me, and that's all I know about it.
So with Nintendo Direct, it was a big one. It was a big Direct as opposed to one of the mini ones, like which you get every couple of months ish. So the last one we spoke about was there was a mini Direct where they announced a load of
Coincidentally, the
random
nickname for my
stuff.
penis.
Okay.
I don't know why I felt the need to say that,
Someone had to say it
but it's there now.
for everyone to hear.
Yep.
So
Let's
we
see.
had a big Direct, so my penis. Yeah, because fuck you, Brooks, that's why.
So we had a mighty direct, yes.
Yep. A proper full Direct. We had
A Nintendo fully erect, yes.
we it started with a 3DS section where we got WarioWare Gold. So, if have you played WarioWare games before?
No, I've got no idea what WarioWare is. I know
Wario
of WarioWare, but I don't know what it is.
WarioWare is literally the ultimate mini game simulator.
Okay.
Seriously, just watch a WarioWare. Just watch the WarioWare Gold Nintendo Direct. It's completely fucking balls to the wall insanity mini games. There are weird ones like you have to pluck the nose hairs off of someone.
Okay.
And there's other ones. It's like you're casually walking along and there's a rock on the floor and you have to tap at the exact point to jump so you don't fall over the rock. But they're literally mini games. They're like 4 seconds long, so you have 4 seconds to complete the challenge. And if you fail, then that's it. If you pass, then great.
If you failed, you have to start them all over again.
No, you continue, but you get a negative score against you for that one.
Okay.
But it just keeps on going. They're not even okay. Mini games is probably the wrong word. Micro games because they're smaller than mini games.
Thank you for explaining the difference between mini and micro. I'm sure we all needed that.
They are yeah. There's 300 micro games to play
Why?
because people like that sort of shit. It's perfect for the Nintendo 3DS.
Okay.
Although I think it's actually a 2DS title, which means that there's no 3DS in it, 3D in it. So I think that might be the way that Nintendo are going with the handheld is that they're just giving up on 3D and just
Okay.
making everything, releasing there's 2DS titles in air quotes, so that way the 3DS still gets purchased, but all of the games are in 2D and with no 3D-ness.
They've kind of hamstrung themselves, haven't they, by not doing 3D anymore. They can't just go back to calling it a DS because no one will buy it.
No.
Ah, bless them.
They'll have to come up with a brand new console for handheld.
I reckon they should make one that is a portable, but also you can plug into your TV.
You know what? That sounds like a great idea.
I know, right?
We should phone them up. It was really switch tracks for them with how they're planning on doing stuff.
I don't know where to take that now you've done that.
Haha! Fuck you, Brooks. That's why.
Nintendo Direct, continue.
There was a lot of there's a couple of other 3DS things that kind of didn't mean anything to me, but they are remaking Luigi's Mansion.
I have to admit, I've always fancied the look of Luigi's Mansion. It looks kind of fun, but I was a little bit sad when I read that it was a 3DS remake and not coming onto Switch.
Well, all they need to do is bust out the Virtual Console for Switch, and you'll get all those classic games like the GameCube stuff, because Luigi's Mansion's actually a really good fucking game.
It looks awesome, and I really want to play it, but I have no need for a 2DS or a 3DS. Not now I have a Switch.
I think I actually prefer Luigi's Mansion games to any of the Mario games that I've played because Luigi actually has emotions.
Okay, fair enough.
Most of them are fear.
Yeah.
But at least he has emotions, unlike Mario, who has, like, nothing. He's just got that weird Italian plumber stare. Just forever.
Like the 1,000-yard stare, just with the plunger.
Yes, exactly. He knows what you've put in that toilet.
He had to get it back out,
So
like
that
Excalibur.
moves us on to Switch news. No more toilet humor for you. And Okami HD remaster is coming to Switch.
Okay.
You use the touchscreen on the panel to do the controls of the. Did you ever play the Okami game before?
No, I think I remember trying them and not really getting into it.
They were really fucking difficult
Yeah.
to do because of the intuitiveness of the controls. But with a Switch, actually seems like it could work quite well because it's a touchscreen as opposed to, I'm guessing, in tabletop mode or on the TV mode
Yeah.
when you have to use the Joy-Con motion controls. Because the Joy-Con motion controls aren't great.
No.
So I'd imagine Okami will be quite good in handheld mode.
Yeah. Okay. Is that something you'd pick up? Because I don't really know. I don't know Akami. I probably wouldn't buy it. But if you've played them before, would you pick them up?
I'd pick up Okami HD, but only because it's one of the few fucking games that came out on the Wii that was actually worth buying.
Okay. Fair
I,
enough.
well, that's the thing with Nintendo consoles that everyone says is that I fucking love having one. But then when you ask them about the games that they played, they just go, "Well, I got Mario Kart and
And Wii
Smash Brothers
Sports.
and Wii Sports with it, and then I bought my Xbox and or PlayStation
Yeah.
because they came out."
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, everybody falls into that. I've fallen into that. My Switch gets used, you know. It does get used, but not as much as the other consoles. And
My
you look
Switch
at it and
gets
go,
used whenever I get a new game come from Boomerang, or I go around and look after my little sister when we play Mario Kart.
yeah, see, I got Bayonetta 1 and 2 for my Switch. The day it came out, it came through the door, and I was really excited. And I'm about halfway through Bayonetta 1, because I took the Switch with me on a training course, and then didn't use it because I was busy the entire time. And then I was going to take it to Glasgow with me, and that didn't happen. So it's just kind of sat there
Then you
looking.
were going to take it to London to the other Fright Fest you were going
Well,
to
yeah,
go
and I've
to.
I've cancelled that because, well, reasons.
Yeah. So now we'll just have to focus on EGX, and we could take it to Resd.
Yeah,
We're only there for a day, but we still got that train journey to do.
yeah, it's not a bad shout.
And
That's a
just
couple.
sit there over over one of the train tables, being the complete bastards that sit on tables when there's only two of you.
Yeah.
Not as bad as the bastards who sit at tables with one person.
Oh, I do that all the time.
That's because you're a big fucking bloke and you need them in that
Well,
much
not only that,
space.
I'm the arsehole that not last year, but the year before was travelling back and forth from London for Fright Fest.
You were
Ironically
lying
enough.
down, weren't you?
No, but I was using the entire table. I had my bag on the table, plus a cup of coffee, plus my iPad, and I was writing like with it in keyboard mode, so I could type on the thing properly. Like I took up the entire table on this
Nice.
trip because I'm just that big an arsehole.
Yeah. So, we've got Dark Souls Amiibo and Network Test beta coming.
Okay.
Yep. So there's an Amiibo of a Dark Souls character that I have no idea who the fuck it is. I'm assuming it's you, but at the same time, I also don't know because I haven't played a Dark Souls game properly
No.
ever. Just sort of stared at it while it's happening around me and then gone, you know what, this is too hard for me.
Yeah, Dark Souls is too difficult for me to watch other people play, let alone play myself. Yeah, I tried so desperately to get into Demon Souls and couldn't. I haven't touched Dark Souls, and a machine that I can play my game on that could literally be thrown across the room in frustration. I don't think I'll be playing Dark Souls on that either.
Cool.
You know, if I lob a controller, it's 60
Yeah.
quid. If I lob a
You love
Switch,
Switch,
it's
it's a lot of money.
£300.
It's alright, put it on your house insurance and say your wife dropped it down the toilet
That's not a bad idea.
with the controller stuck in with the wall or something.
Or just Dark Souls did it.
True, probably. Another game that a lot of people probably looking forward to, the more hardcore Nintendo fans which is Travis Strikes Again, the sequel for No More Heroes.
No
Did you
More
ever play one?
Heroes was the Wii sword game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Wasn't that a
laser sword thing.
was that a Suda game?
I think so. Yeah, pretty sure it was.
Well, I never played it, but no, I did play it. I had it on the Wii. It came with my Wii bundle the day I bought it,
Oh, cool.
and I played it for about half an hour and went, "This is kind of crap."
That's because it's a Suda game.
I love Suda games. I think he's amazing, but I was like, this
Some
is a
of
bit.
them are not great. Actually,
no.
that's a lot. All of his games are not great, but they are worth playing.
What was the cheerleader one?
Lollipop
Lollipop
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw. That was beyond weird and really fucking pervy, but it was
And
so much fun.
It pretty much started the cosplay career of almost every single famous cosplayer.
Yeah, but it was really, to actually play, I really enjoyed it. I really liked Lollipop Chainsaw. But the fact that there was a trophy for leaving the camera looking up her skirt for 10 seconds or something like that, I was like, yeah, this is grim. I don't like this at all. Because he'd done that free-to-play tower thing with the skateboarding death as well, didn't he? Which I really quite liked, and I've forgotten what it was called.
Uncle Death.
Uncle Death, but yeah, that one. But okay, is Suda making the new one, or is it just a... I don't know what it's called. What did you say it was called? I'm going to have a look.
Travis Strikes Again.
Travis Perkins? No. Travis
Yeah,
Strikes
could
Again.
be. Probably not.
No, doesn't look... Oh, no. Gulchi... Oh, yeah, it is. Suda51 is going to be making it.
Cool.
That's all I wanted to know.
Worth playing, probably not entirely worth buying.
No,
just like all of his games.
But if he's making it, it goes from just being a game that I'll probably ignore to being one that I'll probably stick on my boomerang list.
The definitive edition of Hyrule Warriors has got another mention.
Okay.
It shows off that it's got 2-player local multiplayer.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's the beat 'em up one.
Yeah, it's the Warriors type game.
Yeah, with Zelda characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There's an update to Splatoon 2 coming.
Oh, it's getting proper paid DLC, isn't it?
Yep, paid DLC expansion.
I've kind of hit a wall with Splatoon.
With new single-player levels as well.
I really the single-player levels are quite fun, but I'm now playing one that I'm stuck on, and I'm not that far into the game, and I feel like a complete fucking loser.
You are.
Well, I am, but now I feel like it.
There's a little bit of hate coming for Splatoon 2.
I've not played much multiplayer. I jumped onto a couple of games just to see what it was like, but I really quite like it. It's fun.
The thing is that the people see the Switch as the quick and dirty 5 minutes of fun console where you pick it up and you fire it up and it's then while you're cooking dinner and then you turn it off while you're eating dinner.
Yeah.
You've
got
got
for your half-hour commute to work.
Yeah, it's while you're sitting around not able to do anything.
Yeah.
Type job. But Splatoon 2 has unreasonably long load times for a game on a cartridge.
Yeah, I will give it that. The load times are quite long.
Which is why it's getting a little bit of heat right now, because people want to play Splatoon 2 thinking Splatoon 2 is, thinking probably rightly Splatoon 2 is absolutely a sort of game you would be playing randomly and quickly for no reason because you happen to be sitting on a train or in a bus shelter or waiting for your dinner to cook, but you just can't.
But at the same time, and I do kind of see that, but you've also, if you're playing it on a train or in a bus shelter or, in a cab or whatever the fuck, you're not playing multiplayer. The Switch has the ability to just pause and resume.
Yeah.
So literally, if you tap the off button halfway through a mission, it will pause, and you tap the on button, you boot into the game and unpause, and you're in the game.
Yeah.
I've done this personally. I know this works. You know what I mean? I do see the argument, but at the same time, I'm like, this is a weird thing to get angry about.
I think people are getting angry based on a sort of in a roundabout way of saying that they want internet to be everywhere.
Well, yeah, but this isn't Japan.
Yeah. But I mean, buses and trains in this country now have Wi-Fi. I mean, it's not brilliant,
No, it's not. Not by a long shot.
or you can just use your phone as a hotspot and you just use 4G while you're traveling around.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming you'd burn through all of the data everywhere.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't use that for multiplayer.
No.
You know, even something as daft fun as Splatoon, your ping would be far too high for that. But
One day we'll be in the utopian future where everything is fiber optic broadband for everyone everywhere.
that would be awesome. I could take my Switch to work. But yeah, I will look at the Splatoon DLC. I might not pay for it, or I might wait till it goes in a sale or something. But only because I haven't spent that much time with it yet. And while I do enjoy Splatoon, I haven't spent enough time with it to warrant spending more money on top of the 50 quid I've already spent for the fucking game.
Yeah, games are not cheap on the Switch.
They are not, and I've got far too many.
Especially considering a lot of the games aren't even that big. If you think, I mean, you're spending 45 to 55 pounds on a game which is at most like 4 gigs in size.
Yeah.
Versus your console games of Blu-rays where they're 50 gigs in size.
Yeah.
You're paying essentially £1 a gigabyte, and that's before you get the 50 gig update for your 4K texture packs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the thing that really is I want to pick up things like Rocket League. I wouldn't mind getting Rocket League on the Switch because Rocket League is fun. But at the same time, I own Rocket League on 2 other platforms. Do I really need to pay for it a third time? Well, a second time, I suppose, because I got Rocket League for free with PS Plus. But I kind of go, I'd play it for about 20 minutes and then not play it again. Is it really worth 15 quid?
Rocket League's fun when you're playing with people that you know and you can talk to them, which is something you can't really do on Switch.
No.
With no voice chat, and I think partying up's even quite difficult with the whole friend code thing.
I do think, like, September, I think, is going to be the point for me where I go, okay, my Switch is definitely worth it, or I don't need a fucking Switch anymore. It's getting traded in.
Yeah.
And I genuinely, I think it will be EGX when you and I are in the same hotel, and possibly Lee and possibly Jack and random other people at EGX are all kind of sitting there dicking around with Switches.
Well, that's the thing, is if we turn up and then on the first night while we're in the bar, just bust out our Switches and just start playing.
Yep.
Then other people staying in the hotel might go, you know what, these guys, let's play some Switch.
Absolutely.
And then bust out their ones. With the bit of luck, the unwashed masses of the EGX Premier Inn go and they see that there's people there having fun and just assume that they can join in.
Well, I tell you what will happen. Obviously, we didn't see it that much last year because we timed it so that we were only kind of standing in the queue for about 10 minutes before it opened up. But right down the front, where everybody else was, because they'd have been sat there for hours or an hour, there would have been people sat on the floor just playing Switch. I guarantee it.
Probably.
Because I remember doing it the first time I went to EGX. I stood in the queue because I was right at the front, and I was there for about 2 hours before the doors opened. And they were just, me included, we were all just sat around playing our Vitas. Like just sat cross-legged on the floor like school kids in assembly, playing Vita. It was awesome.
And then you were unable to actually walk into the building.
Couldn't fucking get up afterwards. But I'm genuinely looking forward to taking my Switch out and just whipping it out at EGX.
And then playing on your Switch.
And then playing on my Switch. Touch screen and everything. Dum, 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 dum. I don't know why it needed sound effects. They're staying.
Awesome.
But just standing in the queue for How many times last year when we were queuing for Assassin's Creed, for both times when we queued for Assassin's Creed, for Far Cry, for all of that shit, it's just a quick game of Rocket League or quick Mario Kart or Splatoon or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it was placated by the fact that we were chatting to Lee and Chris and Jack,
Oh yeah,
Dunny, Josh, and all of the other random people we happened to bump into that
yeah.
we decided to start talking to for no reason,
I definitely
including
think
Grandad of War cosplayer.
it would last like half the day because we'd killed the fucking battery, which is a good thing because then you talk to people.
Yeah.
Because it's one of my favourite things, especially at places like EGX or the film festivals I go to. You just talk to fucking random strangers. Why? Because you're all there for the same fucking reason. And the only time that is different is when you're standing in the Call of Duty queue. I don't want to talk to anybody else in that Call of Duty queue.
No, because they're all about half your age.
Yeah.
And then getting turned away because they're not old enough to play Call of Duty.
Exactly. But I'm really looking forward to EGX just because it will be the proving ground for Switch for me.
Yeah, definitely. With a bit of luck, there will be some more games on the Switch that we can play. Probably won't be this one, which is Smash Bros. Coming to Switch, which got the announcement via showing off the Inklings, Splatoon characters, which actually worked really cool. And I think the best part about it being that there's a lot of people thinking, oh, this might just be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Switch, so we're getting Switch for Wii U and 3DS getting pushed and remastered.
Yeah.
But the link that they showed off was the Breath of the Wild one.
Okay. So it's going to be a fresh, brand new Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it was literally just a silhouette, pretty much, with a little bit of color, but it was the Breath of the Wild link as opposed to the standard green link.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I think I know that the one Brawl was Twilight Princess link.
Yeah.
In design, I don't know what the Wii U 3DS one was because I don't remember what the Wii U 3DS versions of Link was, but they did have Toon Link.
Okay.
Instead of Young Link.
Fair enough.
So that would be Wind Waker Link.
Yeah, it would be good if Smash Bros is a brand new one and not another re-released remaster, whatever, Nintendo Deluxe Edition. Because as much as the Switch is great, it does feel a little bit like it's running out of steam.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a lot of remasters coming, not a lot of original stuff. Not a lot of original stuff seems unfair. For me, not a lot of original stuff that interests me.
Yeah, there's a lot of remasters. Because we got Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, which are two brand new games within their franchises.
Yeah.
But afterwards, it's remasters, pretty poor third-party ports.
Yeah.
Like really, really poor ones.
Yeah. So, a fresh Smash Bros would be good. I don't know if I'd buy it. I don't know if Smash Brothers for me has the staying power. Yeah, it's not usually my kind of thing. I will probably, I'd find some way of getting it cheap, stealing it or something.
Just find a small person in the EGX and go, oh, you got a copy of Smash Bros. Cool, thanks.
No,
and walk off.
No, I do. See you later.
Just in the queue.
Yeah.
Or there might be there'll be a Nintendo section, and you can just like rip the case off the wall.
Yeah.
Just pull the Smash Bros. Out of it, like you could have done with Mario Rabbids last year.
Yeah.
And you probably should have done.
Yeah. I did pay 50 quid for my Mario Rabbids and haven't played it yet.
You know what? I got really far into Mario Rabbids and I sent it back to Boomerang. I regret it every day since, but I also know for a fact that if I was to pick it up again, I have to fucking start from the beginning because there's no way
anything.
I'll be able to compete. I'll be fucking useless.
Yeah, it is one of those games, and this is why I kind of don't want to start it yet, because I was really excited to start Bayonetta, and now Bayonetta's just sitting there gathering dust. Oh, dude, I feel so shit as well, because I was really excited, and I was really getting into it, And
You spent a lot of money, and your wife almost murdered you, and now it's just sitting there gathering dust.
I don't, because Maya listens to these. Bless her, and she's got no fucking interest in video games, but she listens to these, and I go. So I'm sitting there going, yeah, I bought this and I'm not playing it. All she hears is, I spent 50 quid on nothing.
No, not nothing. You spent 50 quid so that you could prevent the dust hitting the floor.
Yeah. A 50 quid dust cover for that one 12mm section of shelf.
Yep, exactly.
Money
Right.
well spent.
It's slightly easier to clean your house now.
Yeah. Well, now I need to clean the top of the case instead.
No, you just turn it upside down.
Like old pants, just turn them inside out.
Exactly.
My
Exactly like
Switch
old
games are the old pants of my gaming collection.
Yep, and because you can stack them on top of each other, there's a lot of different games. You just keep buying more, so that way you just add another one to the top to hide the dust.
Excellent.
See,
I'm
this
kidding,
is
honey.
the sort
I
of
love
this
you.
is the sort of logic that you get from me. It's irrefutable, and your wife will absolutely not murder you because of it. She'll murder me.
Oh, that's definitely happening. I do get random emails when she's listening at work, and I'll get random emails at work going, yeah, so I'm listening to you two talk about you buying horror games. Oops, sorry, honey. But you did know they turned up. Bless her. Were there any other...
South Park: The Fractured Butthole is coming out April.
Yeah, I saw that. I would be tempted by that. I didn't hate the Fractured Butthole. I got a bit frustrated with it. But it is a perfect game for mobile, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll work on Switch. Be interested to see what the port does because there's a lot of QuickTime events. So a console with a touchscreen could be weird
Yeah.
if they utilize it because they don't necessarily have to. They can just keep the QuickTime events as button prompts
Yeah. But we shall see.
or motion controls.
Yeah.
Ugh. And finally, part of the Nintendo Direct was the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy,
Now
getting released 10th of July. Now, I'm absolutely going to get Crash Bandicoot for the Switch because even though it's going to be coming out on the Xbox because that was announced shortly after Nintendo Direct happened,
Yeah.
but it belongs on the fucking Nintendo Switch. Just being able to play Crash 3 at any time that I fancy.
Yeah.
While I'm outside, and showing it to my little sister.
Yeah.
Because I grew up on Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
It's only fair that she sees it. To be fair, to me.
Yeah.
So show her Crash 1 and the absolute infuriation that is climbing the Great Walls
Yeah.
or being chased by the boulder. Yeah, Crash 1. Everyone remembers the fucking boulder.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big one, actually. I didn't see that coming. I kind of assumed that at some point Crash would be coming out on the other consoles. But, again, even though I own one, I didn't think Switch would be a part of that.
No, I was expecting. I knew it was coming to Xbox. I assumed it was going to be coming late last year, not mid this year. But yeah, Switch was a bit of a curveball, especially considering it was announced to a Direct as opposed to what? How long have Microsoft and Nintendo known about that they're getting Crash Bandicoot coming?
Yeah.
That they just decided to. There's obviously an embargo that they had, but the fact that the embargo was, and Microsoft just accepted the fact that Nintendo were going to announce it on a Direct, and they just sort of went, you know what, fucking have it. We'll just go, here, look, Crash Bandicoot's coming to Xbox on a Twitter feed.
Yeah. It's not worth the hassle. It's not. If they announced it early, they'd be sued by Activision, they'd be sued by Nintendo, and they would lose.
Yeah.
Because it would be part of a contract, and it's just, yeah, it's just not fucking worth it for them. Crash Bandicoot isn't going to be a system seller for Microsoft,
No.
but it possibly would be a system seller for Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
So maybe.
So yeah, Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3. I never actually played 2.
I think I played them all. I I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I don't remember who it was, but like a lot of people I know, especially people my age, they spend a lot of time, kind of like a lot of time and money on buying and playing like old consoles and old console games, and and that's fine. If that's what you like to do, that's great. I remember these games really fondly. I have no interest half the time in going back and playing them. I've said this a few times. I've got an old NES sat up in my loft, in perfect condition. I'm not setting it up. I cannot be asked. I do not particularly want to play Paperboy. I don't care that much. I I find being nostalgic for video games annoys me because because I've just got no time for it, And I know like some of my favourite games are old PS2 and PS3 games, but I don't play them that much. I certainly don't play PS2 games anymore. Because we live now in a generation where a lot of these older games, A, get remastered, and then B, become backwards compatible on the machines we have. I don't have a PS3 anymore. I don't have a 360. I don't have a PS2 anymore. I don't need them. The games I want to play are available to play on my Xbox One and my PS4. I have the same conversation about like Virtual Console on the Switch. I bought Mario Brothers on the Switch because I fucking love Mario Brothers. I'm not playing any of the other old games because I played them all when I was a kid. I played them all to death. I'm sick of them. Give me something new.
Yeah.
You know,
That-
and I
you know,
understand exactly how shit that's going to come out when we start talking about the games we've been playing. I genuinely do, but I don't. Some of my favourite people will sit there and talk to me about, how they love playing, the old Mega Drive games, and I've got really fond memories of playing Aladdin on the Mega Drive, but I've also got memories of losing my shit, something chronic, Aladdin on the Mega Drive, and never wanting to fucking play it again. Why? Because it's hard as balls, and I don't want to fucking put myself through it anymore.
like I do feel you. Nostalgia is an awful thing, just in general. People look back with fond memories of a game that they fucking loved,
Yeah.
but then they'll spend their £30 on a game that they played when they were younger, and they will look at it and they'll go, the graphics are a bit shit. And then you think, well, that's what you should expect. It's a game from a 16-bit console.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little bit shit in appearance.
A couple of years ago, we got a Grim Fandango remaster, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did you ever play it?
No.
I fucking loved Grim Fandango back in the day. And I loved Grim Fandango when I replayed it. But I platinumed it as well. One of the trophies was to finish the entire game with the original tank controls. Mate, they're the worst fucking controls I've ever played a game with. They're
Yeah.
terrible. And I don't understand how nostalgia can make you feel happy about something like that. Because it was just frustrating and shit. You know? And that was... It must have been one of the guys at work. So we were talking about slightly older games. And it was like with first-person shooters, every control scheme is generic now with first-person shooters.
Oh yeah, they're all the same now, pretty
Every
much.
button does the same thing, and we've been spoiled by that. I am quite happy to be spoiled. It's much the same way as I don't want to fight with a PC every time I want to play a game. I don't want to fight disabling processors and making sure that certain things are set right so that the frame rate doesn't look shit. I don't give a fuck. I just want to play my games. I am such a lazy gamer nowadays. I just want to play. Just give me the
Yeah.
new stuff and let me play.
Like, I absolutely get it. Speaking of shitty control schemes for games that are coming back-ish, the Devil May Cry HD trilogy thing is getting a re-release soon for one or multiple consoles again.
I think that's what we
Is
were
it?
actually talking about when we were talking about it at work. Because it went free. Devil May Cry 1 went free on... You got it free with Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually remember I got really excited and bought the Devil May Cry trilogy when it came out on PS3. I got halfway through Devil May Cry 1 and went, I can't fucking do this anymore.
But that's the thing, is that people look back fondly with Devil May Cry going, Devil May Cry is really fucking hard, and the story is really fucking fun, and
Yeah.
the voice work is brilliant. You go back and look at it now, of course it's fucking hard. You can't do anything. The controls are impossible.
I must have just been so much better at games when I was younger, because Devil May Cry, I blasted through that with next to no issues at all when it first came out. And I try and play it now, and I get the fucking claw, like my hand just cramps up. I'm so fucking old.
Getting too old, you just don't have the reaction times to push buttons on the opposite sides of the controller right after each other.
Yep.
Because they decided to go for a really fucking weird control scheme.
Yeah.
But playing that game on easy difficulty is fucking hard enough.
Yeah.
Like, trying to play on fucking Dante Must Die difficulty now.
Yeah. It's not
no
happening.
fucking chance.
It's not happening.
It's like when I went back and, well, I say went back. I played the LA Noire remaster.
Yeah.
And some of the minor changes that they've made to that game are fucking weird. And it's a game that isn't even that fucking old.
Yeah.
But they're all changes to change the control scheme to be a bit more in tune with the more modern day game.
Yeah.
Every iteration of every game, they make one minor change to things to make it seem a bit more obvious on how things work. Instead of having a random button do something that it really shouldn't, they go, you know what, B should do this.
Yeah.
We were complete idiots for saying it should have been the horn before.
Yeah. And so you suddenly play a third-person shooter and you go, press A to reload. What? No!
X is reload.
X is reload. A is jump, always.
A is jump, B is crouch, Y is change weapon, and X is reload.
And the only game that it's acceptable to change those on is Gears of War.
Because there's no jump.
No. And active reload.
Yeah.
I do not mind active reload on my shoulder buttons. But Gears of War is just one of those. When you play it, like when I played 4, you just kind of fall into it. You fall into like an old habit. You're like, oh yeah, it's easy, no worries.
Yeah. Well, the trigger's the right trigger, and the aim down the sight is the left trigger, and then you've got your grenades on one of the bumpers.
Yeah.
And if you've got an elite controller, you just map A, B, X, and Y to the battles on the back, and then you never need to take your thumbs off either of the sticks.
Very true.
Problem solved. You're literally holding the controller in the most comfortable possible way.
Yeah.
They should stop making controllers with face buttons. Put them on the fucking back of the thing, so that way your fingers actually have something to do.
Yeah.
There we go. We've saved video gaming.
There we go. We are the saviours of all things video gaming.
Now we just need to save PC gaming.
There's no saving PC gaming.
You can save PC gaming by telling all the people who say PC Master Race to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. So is that all of Nintendo Direct, or was there?
And I'm directed out.
Cool. So we had a couple of over the last few days, and even today, we've had some like rumors and leaks and things about upcoming games that pretty much we all knew were coming, but now they've been announced, possibly, kind of. So we'll start with the obvious one. We are getting Call of Duty Black Ops 4. That was officially announced this week.
Yay! I'm surprised they didn't wait for E3 for that one, to be fair.
We usually get...
We usually get an announcement,
yeah,
and then
we usually get an
E3
announcement
showing off how it's made.
Yeah, then we get a little thing. We'll get a playthrough of a mission at E3. Now, what's interesting about Black Ops 4 is it's coming out 2 weeks earlier than Call of Duty ever does. It's coming out in the middle of October.
Ooh.
Yeah. And the only reason I can think of for that is because Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, it's an odd thing to try and compete with.
Yeah, well, Call of Duty, I mean, its sales numbers are going down anyway. They're nowhere near as high as they used to be, and there's no way it competes with Red Dead 2.
No, no game does.
Not in a million years. It's
You'll
got no
hear
chance.
that Battlefield 5 will get pushed back by a week or two.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. Where do you stand with Black Ops? You a fan?
Played the first one and really liked the story.
Yeah.
Didn't play the second one. I didn't even know that there was a third one, to be fair.
So I really liked number 1 because that was Vietnam.
Yep.
I loved number 2 because that was kind of futury, but still with the Black Ops 1 story going through it. And then we got Black Ops 3, which for me, and remembering, of course, I don't play multiplayer. I'm a campaign player, especially when it comes to Call of Duty. And the Black Ops 3 campaign was so terrifically shit.
Terrifically shit.
Yeah, it was nuclear level dog shit on a horrendous scale. It was boring. Somehow it was 5 hours long, and yet still felt like it was 15 hours too long. I hated it. I hated every minute I was playing it. I ended up literally, just so I could get it done, I dropped it down to recruit difficulty and just pegged it through the game. It was so crap.
Yeah.
And I know I say this most years, but I genuinely think this will be the year where I might not even bother renting it.
Ooh, controversial.
I don't care about Black Ops. I think at this point, for me, they're flogging a dead horse. And I know that Call of Duty is mainly about the multiplayer, and a lot of people liked Black Ops 3's multiplayer. What the fuck? Sorry. I have my TV on when we record the podcast.
But that's slightly rude, I guess.
I have it muted, but it's so... I sit in an empty house in a very quiet room, and I don't like it. So I like flashing and things going on. Literally, the TV's muted. I don't watch it. But as I was talking, this giant pink screen came up that just says, "Do you have vaginal dryness?"
Well, do you?
I'm like, no. No, I do not. Certainly not at the moment. Yeah, I do now. It completely threw me. I don't know. Fuck's sake. I've got fucking heavy metal music channel on. No, I don't have vaginal dryness. Or zits. Freedom advert. Fuck off.
Why would you have zits? You're a metal lover. You're supposed to be older than a teenager.
I know.
Well, apart from when they play like My Chemical Romance,
Yep.
then you have to be a teenager.
Yep.
Anyway,
so
Blops.
yeah, Blops 4. Not interested. One little bit.
Nope, not interested. I mean, we're both campaign players, I guess, so the multiplayer really doesn't affect us.
No. Maybe when I see some actual gameplay and it goes, actually, you might like this, I'll go, okay, but it won't be a purchase.
Josh Duhamel back.
Yeah, maybe. Well, this was kind of the thing. Like Black Ops 2 followed on directly from Black Ops 1, so you played the son of Alex.
Mason.
What's his face? Yeah,
What do the numbers mean?
yeah. You played his son in number 2.
Do you know what the numbers mean as your son?
No.
Oh.
But in 3, it's got nothing to do with Black Ops 1 or 2.
Awesome.
I have no idea why they even called it Black Ops. But now we've got Black Ops 4, which not interesting. I read it, and usually even a Call of Duty thing, I go, oh yeah, let's have a look. That could be fun. I skipped straight past that. I went, oh yeah, Black Ops 4. Nope.
I'd like to know what they're going to do, because wasn't Black Ops 3 have weird futuristic guns that can shoot through concrete and see through concrete?
Yes. Yes, it
Cool.
did.
Did 2 have that? I didn't play it.
Well, I don't think so. I don't remember. But
Whatever.
yeah. So obviously, and you mentioned it a minute ago, so it's been rumoured that we're going to get Battlefield V or Battlefield 5.
Wouldn't put it past them to call it fucking V, to be fair.
Well, we're getting a Battlefield game. This was pretty obvious that we were going to get a Battlefield game. It's been by the time we get to the end of the year, it'll be 2 years since Battlefield 1. And Battlefield 1 was such a massive success, it looks like we're probably going to World War II this time.
Or to the future of World War II.
Yeah. So, yeah, Battlefield V apparently will take the same kind of narrative as Battlefield 1 did, so the smaller individual stories over, 6 or 7 missions, which I really liked, actually.
Yep.
I thought Battlefield 1 was phenomenal. I thought the single player was amazing. I didn't gel quite so well with Battlefield 1's multiplayer, which made me kind of sad, because I really like Battlefield multiplayer. But the campaign was phenomenal. So
I liked the Battlefield 1's tide turning element.
yeah.
So if your team's losing, then you get access to the big fuck off gunship or
Yeah.
train.
Or
The only
Zeppelin,
downside was that it didn't really change the tide. It just made it easier for the other team to win, because you suddenly had 10 people just sitting inside
Yeah.
the Zeppelin, now not actually helping in any way.
Yeah, I came to multiplayer very late as well, so I didn't really, I didn't get the opportunity to kind of get good.
You had to, if you get to it late, you have to buy the fucking quick packs.
Yeah, and I'm
like-
not prepared to do that.
It's like spend £15 to get the gun that everyone else is using because they've been playing it since day one.
Yeah.
Just
But-
so that you can actually kill someone, because this gun is OP as fuck and we're not going to nerf it.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's Battlefield. Bring it on. I am looking forward to more Battlefield.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were a bit annoyed that it wasn't the rumored Bad Company 3 or the rumored Battlefield Vietnam, but Battlefield V, it could still be Battlefield Vietnam. All we've seen is that's what it's called, and then heard rumors. So
You know what? If Bad Company 1 and 2 Digital Remaster Edition
yeah,
at some point next year, because they do take a hiatus with Battlefield, they let it happen.
yeah.
So, they could easily just go, well, we remade Battlefield, Bad Company, and Bad Company 2.
Yeah. Well, Bad Company 1 is currently backwards compatible and is on EA Access.
Cool.
And is just as fun to play this time around. Looks like shit, but
Yeah.
is just as fun. I kind of hope they do Bad Company 2, because I adored the story for Bad Company 2. And if they'd done that and opened up the servers, I would play Bad Company 2 multiplayer a lot, because I spent far more hours than is healthy playing that game online.
To be fair, that's a big problem with backwards compatible games, is the fact that the servers are often especially for EA titles, because
Yeah.
EA are very good at shutting their servers off early.
Yeah,
Well, I say early,
yeah,
like 10 years after the game is released, a pretty good time to turn off the servers.
yeah. I'm not going to deny them that. They can't keep spending money on dead games. That's ridiculous. Hate on EA all you want, but that's a ridiculous fucking business model to pay to leave servers on for the 3 people that still play the game. The rumors, I don't really want Battlefield Bad Company 3. At this point, it wouldn't be the same game. It wouldn't be the game that people want. So, to tarnish the Bad Company name with, and I say this loving Battlefield games, but to tarnish it with a generic modern day military shooter, wouldn't be the same. So,
How do you tarnish a modern day military shooter by releasing a modern day military shooter?
well, no, but what I mean is, currently modern military shooters are all generic nonsense. Bad Company never was. Bad Company 1 was funny, like it was a comedy game.
Yeah.
Bad Company 2 did lose some of the comedy, but it was a genuinely thrilling single player experience that didn't feel like every other shooter that's come out since. And I'm talking the games that I loved, like Medal of Honor and Battlefield 3, up to the games that I fucking hated, like Black Ops 3. They all feel the fucking same. Bad Company 2 didn't. So because it was made before this slew of generic shit came out. Now you would just plaster Bad Company 3 onto your current, whatever skin you currently have on Battlefield and hope it sells, and it wouldn't be the same.
Lo and behold, Star Wars Battlefront.
Exactly. Other games that have been announced formally or not so much. Ubi announced The Division 2.
Which honestly surprised me, seeing as the Division 1 is actually really, really fucking poor.
Really?
Well, actually, no, to be
I wasn't a fan, but it's a secret numbers game, and I'm not really that. I wasn't really into it. I tried and didn't really like it. But like the Division seemed to be doing quite well, and Ubi seemed to be supporting it quite well. No?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I liked it to start with, as did everyone, because it was a really cool, interesting premise. And then they announced Ghost Recon Wildlands, which was basically the Division on, except
In the jungle.
and bigger and better,
Yeah.
and it was going to be the greatest game of all time. And then they gave it the same treatment of being pretty poor from release and having like no content.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then it's slowly improved, and people are going back to playing it. The same with the Division is that it took a long time. I think it was the second DLC update where that they added in that actually made the game worthwhile playing.
Yeah.
Again. So they added a raid, I think it was.
Okay.
Or as close to a raid as you could get in a military shooter in New York City.
Yeah.
So the Division 2 getting announced is something for other people, I'm guessing, to be interested in, not so much me anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe if the Division 1 ended up being a little bit better.
Okay.
But
I'm surprised that Ubi have announced it, I have to admit. I didn't see it coming. And something like that I would expect to see, let's say, at E3.
Yeah.
As their surprise announcement. Bit like when they revealed Ghost Recon Wildlands 3 years before it came out, and we all knew it was coming anyway. But Ubi have always got something, or always tried to have something in the tank for a surprise at E3. It doesn't always work, but we randomly got Steep the other year, which turned out to be a humongous bag of poo.
Steep 2 is coming, I think.
Oh, goody. Goody gumdrops. I cannot wait to not play that either. Although, kind of one of those, a website has accidentally listed and then very quickly delisted a game that hasn't been announced yet. Errors appeared like yesterday, I think, with Amazon Canada accidentally announcing that a new Splinter Cell game is coming.
Yay. No, sorry, that shouldn't be sarcastic. I like Splinter Cell games. Splinter Cell's my favourite stealth game. Slightly more so than Hitman.
I really enjoyed, was it Blacklist, the last one?
Yep.
I really enjoyed, that's kind of my junk food stealth kind of game. I really dug that game. I really enjoyed it.
Wait, fucker, have you played Conviction yet?
No, I bought it.
What are you talking to me for? Go play Conviction. Fuck you.
I bought it and I've got it installed. And it's ready to go. Dude, I've got so many fucking games to play.
I don't care about the other games. Play Conviction.
I restarted Spec Ops The Line the other day, and I was really getting into it, and then I went off and played something else, and I'm sad that I haven't continued playing Spec Ops. So yeah, Steep 2, apparently. Yeah, it's a new Splinter Cell, new Division, E3, I suppose. Ubi always put on a show at E3. Like them or not, they always show a load of shit, so I guess we see more of all of those at E3 this year. E3 is only a couple of months away. I can't believe it, mate.
Yeah, I can't believe we're actually planning on doing the whole let's stay up every night and do.
Oh, just the thought of that and the memories of last year.
That was such a poor decision. Why did we said that we weren't going to do it again. Why are we doing it again?
Gluttons for punishment, mate. That's what it is.
Like, we constantly just forget that we've done something stupid and then repeat it.
Yep. I love it.
Like how we're doing the same. Oh, we've got a news-heavy episode, but we still want to talk about games. But now we've reached the hour mark, thinking, you know what?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe.
we'll fly through the last two. Well, so we've got one more announcement / revealed game / we kind of knew this was coming anyway, but now we have a date, and that is Square Enix have apparently accidentally announced the release date for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So the third in the rebooted video game series. By the time this episode airs, we should have had the official announcement. The official announcement for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which, remember, we've known for about a year and a half is coming, after someone took a picture of someone's computer screen on the train who had a presentation or something open talking about Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So we knew it was a thing. And yeah, Square Enix are now set to officially announce it tomorrow, so Wednesday, and officially rumoured, that the release date will be September 14th. Which, yeah, just at the beginning of silly season. It's not a bad time to do it.
It's a good time to release a game where you want. It's where Square are very good at releasing the game that everyone buys before they make their big purchases of the year, where they just buy 50 games in the space of 2 months.
Well, I only recently finished the definitive edition of Tomb Raider on Xbox, and I then downloaded, installed, and started playing Rise of the Tomb Raider for the second time, because I have owned it for a long time. I think I actually bought it on release day and played it for about 3 hours and stopped. And I don't know why I stopped, and I don't know why I never went back, and I couldn't remember fucking anything, so I started it again. And I've now got to the point where, or just past where I stopped last time, and now I stopped to play something else. So I'm leaving it installed and on my dashboard so I fucking see it and I don't not go back to it.
I think I played Tomb Raider 1 because it went free on Games with Gold, but I didn't play very much of it and kind of just stopped playing it for one reason or another and then never went back.
I really like it, but it kind of feels like you need time to sit and play it for a few hours just so you can get into the story. It's a very slow start. It seems to take a long time for you to actually get to the bit where you're Lara Croft.
Yeah.
That said, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I really am enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. I'm glad I've got until September because I've got so many games to play. But I think, based on past experience with Tomb Raider and currently with Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider will probably be a day one purchase for me. So, and that's no matter how it ends up, because like last time, it was exclusive to Xbox for a year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So however it ends up, whatever machine it ends up exclusive to, I will pick it up on day one.
This is where it's the first one was exclusive to Xbox, second one timed exclusive to Xbox, third one timed exclusive to PlayStation.
Yep.
Fourth one PlayStation exclusive.
Yep. Apparently it's going to be the last of the rebooted Tomb Raider games.
And then they reboot.
Wow. I'm always a bit dubious when someone says, "Oh, like the end of the trilogy," or the trilogy finally comes to an end.
Well, that's usually how trilogies work.
But the trilogy comes to an end until Square Enix see just how well it sells and know that they can sell another one, so make more. Just
tack a fourth one on Uncharted style.
Yeah. So, I take that with a pinch of salt. But yeah, I'm genuinely excited. I like the current Tomb Raider iteration, and yeah, I'm happy to see and play more. Talking of things that we want to see more of, we're definitely not going to. Sony continue their stupidity of delaying games that haven't been given a fucking release date yet,
Yep.
and have delayed Days Gone until 2019.
That's the thing is that they've how do you delay a game when you don't give it a release date? Because was Days Gone ever penned in for 2018 officially?
I don't think it was.
People just assumed because it was at 2017's E3.
Well, it was announced. It was first announced in 2016.
Oh yeah.
And
So
then
2 years is definitely enough for a PlayStation game.
And then we saw that extended gameplay section at E3 2017.
Yep.
And now we're going to see even more of it at E3 2018 because Sony have got nothing to fucking show. I don't understand how Sony. Well, I do understand, but Sony seem to spend every E3 just retreading ground, and I fear that they're going to make me really angry this year with just showing me the same shit. We're going to get Spider-Man. We're going to get Days Gone. I've been looking at these for 2 years now. The Last of Us, which is also first showcased at E3. I think that one might have been E3 2017. No, that was 2016 as well.
Yeah. Well, that's what you do with Sony. You get announcement year 1, then you get year 2, you get a trailer. Year 3 is when you get a confirmed release date of the following year.
Yeah.
And then they just recycle that with different games. So The Last of Us is in cycle 1. Spider-Man's in cycle... No. Days Gone's in cycle... Let me think. Sorry. So The Last of Us is in year 3 of its announcements. Yep. So is Days Gone. Spider-Man's currently going into its second year of announcement.
Yep.
So that will be, a 2020 game probably.
Yep. I don't remember it ever being given a 2018 announcement. And we talked about this a few episodes ago when we were talking about Spider-Man. Sony don't do this. Sony will always keep delaying things, and they'll show us stuff 3 years before it's ready to go. I wish they wouldn't, because 3 years of hype is too much.
Especially when the hype is literally a video or a what is supposed to be gameplay, but could more or less likely just be a cutscene that looks like gameplay. So,
and I'm sure this will come up again in June when we do E3 and Sony have their presser. I'm sick of them keeping me waiting for 3 fucking years after announcements. Do the Square Enix thing. Tomorrow they're going to announce Tomb Raider. 6 months later it's going to be out. That's how you do it. Everything Bethesda showed at E3 last year was out by the end of 2017.
Yep.
This is how it needs to be done.
Well, Microsoft do something. Yes, there's a couple of exceptions where they announced Crackdown to be released as a launch title for the Xbox One, and then it became a launch title for the One X, and now it's still some point in the future.
Yeah. But Microsoft are just as bad. I'm not singling out Sony. Microsoft are just as bad, but Microsoft do also seem to have an equal amount of smaller titles that do come out relatively quickly. Yeah.
Super Lucky's Tale was announced and then released in the space of 5 months.
Yep.
Cuphead was, in production for a lot longer than it probably should have been for a game of its design. But it was still out in the space of 18 months.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it only took long because it was made by 2 people.
Yep. So yeah, that's
even as simple or designed a game it is, 2 people still take a really long time to do something.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that delayed, and I'm sure we'll see more Sons of Anarchy zombie action in Days Gone at E3 in June.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. I suppose we should talk about stuff we've been playing, really, shouldn't we?
Yes. To be fair, I'm sure one of the games I'm going to talk about, I will spend longer talking about than I did actually playing.
Fair enough. Well, do you want to start with that one?
Yeah. So, as you may have heard in the previous episode, I got given by our lovely choice video games rental company, Boomerang. I was gifted a copy of Past Cure, which has a Metacritic score of like 1.5.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not great at all.
No?
No. It the thing is, the game seems confused in what it is. Like, you really just don't understand how batshit insane the game wants to be and just isn't.
Okay.
You start off waking up on a chair on the ceiling, upside down. Okay?
Okay.
So you're thinking, oh, this game could be, quite weird and interesting. So you get out of the chair, and you walk along, and you find a gun around a shattered mannequin.
Okay.
Okay? Again, still somewhat interesting, intriguing. And you're in what seems to be a hall of a giant mansion, and there's a door open. So you walk through the door and you start walking along to the next door, and the door shuts. And then the door behind you is also shut. So you turn around, and the doors flash, one red, one blue. Then the red door opens, and another fucking weird ass mannequin walks out.
Okay.
So you shoot the mannequin in the face. The gun only has about 20 bullets for the entirety of this section. There's no ammo on the floor. So you shoot this mannequin in the face because it's walking towards you, and then you kill it. Then you walk through the door that it came out of into the next room. Same
Yeah.
thing happens again. One door turns blue, one turns red. Kill another mannequin. And you keep doing this for a little while till you work your way around the entire house back to the room you were originally in, where there are 4 doors.
Right.
And all 4 doors turn red. So you get 4 mannequins. So you
What?
kill the 4 mannequins. And then it happens again. At this point, you're starting to look at the amount of ammo you've got, and you've only got a couple of bullets left. You get 3 waves of these mannequins walking at you, and if you run out of bullets, you die because the mannequins have a one-hit kill as soon as they get near to you, where they throw you on the floor and stamp on your head.
Okay.
This is the beginning, you like the prologue. It took me 3 attempts to do this because the control scheme's so clunky. It's really fucking hard to hit them with. But eventually I got through it, and that's how I discovered that there's only 3 waves of these mannequins that are just chasing you. And then you wake up because it was all a dream. You wake up in your bed.
Okay.
Yep, this is where the game gets a bit more weird because it turns out you're fucking insane, as you didn't kind of guess by the fact you're dreaming about mannequins stamping on your head.
Okay.
So, you're walking around your house and you go to get a drink, and then the magnets on the fridge start falling off the fridge. Yeah. And then suddenly you start seeing the mannequins around inside your house. And the mannequins' heads start following you as you walk past them. So then
Okay.
you find your pills, and you take your pills, and you get your sanity back.
Is this a horror game?
No,
Okay.
because it seems like a fucking horror game right from the start. Because then you go into the tutorial section where you find out you have superpowers.
What?
Yeah,
What
you
kind of
can slow
nonsense are you fucking playing, dude?
you can slow down time, and you can have an out-of-body experience where you can move around in and turn off things and activate switches from a distance. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to know what's even better?
Go on then.
Once you finish the tutorial and you go into your first mission, right? So you've had a horror game and somewhat of a supernatural shooter. Do you know what happens when you go into your first mission?
Go on.
It becomes a stealth game, and you're creeping around, crouched, and taking out enemies with guns for some reason, because you're trying to hunt down the reason to why you lost 5 years of your memory. Because it
What?
turns out you are an SAS soldier or the military of the nation that you belong to. The dude has a Spanish accent, I think. You were basically you stepped off your truck out of your truck into war in Syria, and then 5 years later you woke up in London, and
I,
that's why you have superpowers. You're trying to recover your lost memory, so you're trying to seek out a doctor. And at this point, I went, you know what? I have no fucking idea what's going on. The control scheme is clunky as fuck, and I'm pretty sure the game's confused as to what's going on. I went from horror to supernatural shooter to stealth in the space of 3 missions.
okay.
So I turned it off and I've sent it back. This is a game that I'm pretty sure no one should ever play, look at, and if anyone ever offers it to you, snap it in front of their face and run, because this person is clearly insane.
This person clearly hates you.
This person is not your friend if they're offering you to play past Cure. Just
Wow.
don't do it.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So how long did you spend playing that?
About an hour, 2 hours maybe.
Okay.
Took me 2 hours to go, you know what, this game is not for me.
Fair enough.
I tried. I really tried. I actually thought, you know what, I'm going to try and play a game and finish a game that's got like a 1.5 stars of of everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty much everywhere has hated this game and thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to try and finish it to give it an honest review, but I just couldn't.
Fair
I
enough.
don't know what's going on. Oh, and there's a woman who talks to you in your dreams. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what's going on because also she shows up in real life.
I feel like I need to rent this game just so I can see how bad it is.
You get messages from this woman in your dreams, but at the same time you also apparently know her and she talks to you in real life and gives you messages printed on paper shaped like doves, like origami, blue origami birds.
Like Heavy Rain.
Yeah, with writing in it.
Okay.
And then she's in your dreams. And apparently you know her because she knows you, and she starts talking about stuff that happened while you were not alive for 5 years, when
Oh.
your memory's not there. Put it on, if you put it on your rental list, right, you've not heeded my warning of not playing a game.
I'm just looking at it and going, should I rent this? Probably not.
Don't do it.
In the time it took me to type past Cure into the Boomerang website, I also saw there's a Snoopy's Grand Adventure game. I might get that instead.
That probably sounds probably a lot better. But it's set a really, really low target for my next game from Boomerang, which is Rad Rogers.
What the fuck is Rad Rogers?
It's a THQ Nordic game.
I mean, that doesn't tell me an awful lot.
Developed by Slipgate Studios.
Rad Rogers. Oh god, that looks... Rad is a rambunctious but spirited young boy who maybe plays too many video games. After dozing off at the tail end of a long night of gaming, Rad awakens to find his dusty old console has turned itself back on. Suddenly, a vortex emerges and he's sucked into his TV. Wait, this is the new Jumanji movie,
Yeah.
where he finds himself the star of his very own video game adventure. Dusty is Rad's good-hearted but foul-mouthed, now sentient game console. His clock speed isn't what it used to be, but what he lacks for in megahertz... I've got to click more. Where is it? His clock speed isn't what it used to be, but what he lacks for in megahertz he makes up with experience and attitude. Rad and Dusty's adventure begins in the first world, taking them through 7 dangerous stages of action-packed, humour-filled, hardcore platforming fun. Well,
It is called Rad Rogers World 1, so I'm assuming there's going to be a World 2 and more. This sounds like a franchise right here.
yeah. Well, I look forward to hearing your review on the action-packed, humour-filled, hardcore platforming fun.
Yep. Past Cure has set a really low benchmark, so this could be Game of the Year, mate.
Well, Maybe I should rent Past Cure. That way, every game I play will be good.
It's a good way of thinking about it. You just have that in your mind whenever you play a game and just go, you know what? It's not past cure.
Yeah,
Because every game from now on is gonna be meter sticked against past cure.
yeah.
What have you played, Brooks?
What shall I go with? I'll tell you what.
Go for
I
nostalgia. Do it.
Yeah, I played the 10-hour EA Access trial for Burnout Remastered.
Woo!
It's the first time in my history with EA Access that I've actually used every single second of my 10-hour trial. I
That's impressive.
Well, I don't. I tend to use the trials and go, is this fun? Yes, I'll buy it. Pretty much what I do, what I use it for, you know. Or is this fun? It's all right. I'll rent it. But the fact is, it's Burnout Paradise Remastered. I've already bought it. I just wanted to play it when I had the opportunity to on Friday.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, by the time this podcast comes out, the full game will be out, and I'll be playing it again. But in that 10 hours, right, so I've only played the Paradise City portion of the game. So for people that aren't familiar with Burnout Paradise City, because it comes with all the DLC, you also have Big Surf Island, which is like a whole new map, or a whole new section of map that has its own challenges and billboards to smash through and races to do and all that kind of bollocks. You've got a Toy Cars DLC, a Cops and Robbers DLC, which is mainly for online stuff. But as far as Paradise City is concerned, so we're talking what would have been the base game when it comes out, or when it came out. In that 10 hours, because it gives you a percentage complete marker, I've completed 49% of the game just in my trial.
Wow.
And I cannot stress how much fun this fucking game is. I've seen a lot of people over the last few days go, oh yeah, I played it and I got bored after a while because I just remembered how boring it got. I'm like, I don't remember Burnout Paradise ever getting boring for 1 second that I was playing it. I just don't. I thought it was fucking amazing. And I still think it's amazing. I feel like a complete fucking badass getting myself a big heavy car and going into road rage events and just taking down as many cars as I can. And
Just
it's just
smashy.
yeah, but it's so much fun. Like when you play Hot Pursuit, like you felt like a badass when you hit a car and got a good takedown. But sometimes it could feel like such a fucking slog. You know, it could feel like you had to put so much effort in. It wasn't fun anymore. You know, I've got the licenses in Burnout Paradise. If you don't know, they go from your D license up to A, and then you get your Burnout license, and then a Burnout Elite license. So I'm currently I've got my A license, so I'm going up to Burnout license. So I've done half of these challenges 3 or 4 times already. The cars are getting harder to drive because they're really fucking fast. But at no point do I go, oh, I want to turn this off. I just go, nope, need a different car, and I'll do it again. You know, burning routes are a bit crap. But basically, you find a section and you drive. It's not without its problems. You know, I don't like that you can't restart a race, and because it's an open world racer, you're given a start point and a finish point, and you just have to make your way there, however you deem fit, and hope that you're quicker than everybody else. So when you fuck up, or you miss a turn, or you wreck yourself one too many times, it feels like you need to restart, and I would love a restart button, but they don't have one. But I think that's my only complaint. Mate, it's so much fun. It's so much, I can't fucking turn it off. I burnt through my 10 hours in 2 days. You know, which for me is a lot of gaming.
Yeah.
You know, I generally, if I'm having a good week, I put a couple of hours in a day. But I burnt through most of my 10-hour trial in 1 day. You know, I just couldn't put it down. And I'd put it down and go and make lunch and go, I need to make lunch quick because I need to get back to this fucking game. You know, soundtrack's amazing. The cars are fun to drive. The events are great. You know, it's got that just one more try thing when you drive around and you hit a street and it times you as how long it takes you to get up that street. And it clocks you in with all of your online mates. So, you know, at least one of our mutual acquaintances has taken one of my streets and I keep trying to take it back. The bastard. It's so much fun. Even though I'm half finished with it already, I still don't regret paying 30 quid for a digital download of it. You know, I can come home from work Friday and just fuck around on Burnout, and I can't wait. Mate, I think it's going to divide people. I know a lot of people preferred other Burnouts, and I know a lot of people are going to say the same as this particular person. Went, I remember how boring it got. But if you're like me and you platinumed the game and kept going, it's just as much fun. It's a bit of a trophy thrower. It's not as much of a trophy thrower as the PS3 or Xbox versions, but it's so good. So good. And the soundtrack's fucking awesome. You know. But, yeah, all of it, I forgot half. It was but obviously we spoke about this the other week. We had like Guns N' Roses and Seether. There's Kill Switch Engage. There's, you know, bit of fucking Depeche Mode. Mate, I was in my fucking element. And yes, I even didn't mind when fucking Avril Lavigne came on. But yeah, I loved it, and I can't wait to get back to it. The next episode will probably still be me just going, yeah, I continued to play Burnout, and saying the exact shit I've just said over the last 5 minutes. But yeah, Burnout Paradise Remastered, it's fucking great, mate. When I hit start, and as it, you know, your loading screens come up, and the Paradise City thing comes up, and just the opening bars to Guns N' Roses' Paradise City kick in, and like 10 years ago, when it first done that for me, I was blown away, and it's the same this time around as well. But yeah.
I can't say I'm a huge fan of Paradise because I picked it up back before I actually had Xbox Live Gold, or just Xbox Live in general, so I missed out on all of the fun, you know, the streets stuff, as well as online races and all of that. But it is a deep regret that I never played it when I did get Xbox Live, but it was after the game had reached its peak, and getting hold of 8 people to go to the stadium was impossible.
Yeah, I did have a quick browse at the achievement list, and there are a few online ones, a couple of cops and robbers ones, a couple of ones that if you were chasing the trophies would take some organising, but I don't think I care that much. You know, if I happen to get to a point where I'm like 98%, I only need 1 or 2, I'll find myself a boosting group or something to do it, but I'm not that fussed at the moment. But mate, I tell you what, like Friday, because I can't do it anymore because I've burnt out my trial.
Yeah.
But Friday, download the EA trial, the EA Access trial, and then just come join me for just fucking around. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I was absolutely blown away. I'm really impressed.
Okay, I'm convinced. I will play it on Friday with you after I watch Tomb Raider, of course.
Yeah. But yeah, Burnout Paradise Remastered. Fuck, amazing. I loved it. And I'm still loving it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So,
Awesome.
I've only got one game left, which is the same as one of your games.
Yep. Convenient.
Is that your last game as well?
Yeah, it's my last game.
Take it away, my friend.
So we both played a game in the last 2 weeks, which you will, if you follow us on Twitter, will have seen that we both played it. Both loved it, and it's Trials of the Blood Dragon.
I think to take it just a quick step back, and when I went into work the other day and said, dude, you've got to play Trials of the Blood Dragon. It's fucking amazing. And your face was just like, really? Really?
Just really, Brooks?
Just really? You want me to play a Trials game and you think it's awesome?
Yeah.
I was like, you just have to play it. It's so much fun. It's perfect.
We did follow up with like a 30-minute conversation about the history of Trials games.
Oh, yeah. But it's not like we had work to do or anything.
No, it's not like anything is important these days for what we do.
Yeah, I kind of threw it on because it was. I had a browse on how long to beat. I was like, how long does it take to finish this? It went 3 hours or 4 hours. I was like, okay.
So I can do it in 2.
Well, I was like, well, I didn't think I could do it in 2. I thought, if that's like a mean average, I was like, that seems really short. Like, I must have spent 5 hours on one mission or one course on Trials Fusion because it was a bastard.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like most Trials games, they're fucking arseholes. And you find that one track you can't get past, and you just, well, I'm never getting further than this. This is the point I uninstall the game and forget I ever bought it.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, we got to have a butchers at Trials of the Blood Dragon. Obviously, because we know it's going to have some semblance of story, as loose as it is.
It's just a voiceover of you driving through the area, basically.
Yeah. But I thought I'd give it a go, and I was really, really impressed. So do you want to describe the story and the setting for
Okay,
Trials of the Blood Dragon? I still maintain that Blood Dragon is the worst name for any monster ever. It just sounds like an old, ancient Chinese way of describing periods.
Or the final period before the menopause.
Exactly.
There we go.
Can't have her in the house today. The Blood Dragon is here.
Yep. So, Trials of the Blood Dragon is a Trials game set in the Blood Dragon universe. So, the weird thing is that the Blood Dragon universe is one game.
Yes.
So far.
Well, now it's 2.
Yeah. But what it does mean is that because we've had Far Cry and now Trials in the Blood Dragon universe, what other Ubisoft games are we going to get in the Blood Dragon universe?
All of them.
Just
I want steep
Assassin's Creed.
Snowboarding of the Blood Dragon.
Assassin's Creed Blood Dragon, so you stab people with fucking bright neon.
Exactly.
Neon grenade bombs and all sorts of shit.
I want Blood Dragons as playable characters in For Honor 2.
Yes. 1000% yes. South Park Blood Dragon.
Yep, there you go.
There we are. So, Trials of the Blood Dragon is a Trials game set in the Blood Dragon universe. So, it's exactly how it sounds. It starts off with you are the kids of Rex Power Cult.
Yep.
In the middle of Vietnam War 4.
It's just so fucking stupid.
This is now. You're now going to be looking at Wikipedia, going, "Hang on a second, there was no Vietnam War 4." It's literally a 1980s VHS of the future game.
Well, it is. But that was the whole thing with Blood Dragon, wasn't it? It was a Far Cry game where instead of being Far Cry, it was basically a late 80s sci-fi action movie with all of the fucking pop culture references that came with it.
Oh yeah.
It was a comedy game. It was a really good, fun shooter, but it was funny. But it was basically a complete piss take. As an example, the opening scene to Blood Dragon was you in a helicopter and a minigun mowing down everybody.
A laser minigun.
Yep, to the tune of Long Tall Sally, which, as many will know, was a song playing on the helicopter at the beginning of Predator.
Yep.
So it was a Predator homage. as you just mowed down this just field of people. If you haven't played Blood Dragon, it's on backwards compatible on Xbox One. Go play it. It's fucking brilliant.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
It's just individual and tiny things. So for Blood Dragon Far Cry, you had a bow and arrow of laser.
Yep.
A laser bow and arrow. And you killed stuff, you gave them the middle finger.
Yep.
And you could throw Blood Dragon hearts and shout, "Here, kitty, kitty."
Yep. And you would get... with the main character, Rex Colt, is played by Michael Biehn. Rex Power Colt. Played by Michael Biehn, who is like the king of 80s and 90s action film support stars. So he was never the star. He was always, oh, that's that guy from.
Yeah.
Which was just, it was amazing. So yeah, so basically they've taken that world and put a Trials game in it.
So you start off with you are the son of Rex Power Colt on a bike going through your area, trial style. So left to right, pretty much as you'd expect, up hills, down hills, jumping over stuff, small gaps in the floor.
Yeah.
Done. And then the game gets different for a Trials game. But different's a good thing, because you get off the bike as you play as Rex Power Colt's daughter.
Yep.
And you just run around and jump on stuff and shoot things with the thumbstick. Yeah,
now it's just a side-scrolling shooter.
With the exact same sort of principles of you take a bit of damage and you die and you fall over and you get one of the weird, like, commentaries of how bad you are at life.
Yeah. I love them. The death screens are amazing. It would just say, like, your mum. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
I'm such a fucking child, though, every time. Like, and there were a couple of those things that I died a lot. And every time it would go, your mum. Or, oh, or shit.
Douche.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Or, you're really good at dying.
Yeah. I laughed every time. It's absolutely brilliant. So you get your trials, your standard trials, which is you on a trials bike and balance yourself up and down some hills and over a shitload of jumps. And like you say, then it changes. Then you got a side-scrolling platform shooter thing.
Yep. And you get the RC car where you control, instead of controlling your weight going up, down, forwards and backwards, you control just left and right. So right trigger makes the car go right and left trigger makes the car go left.
Yep.
Pretty obvious, but really confusing when you flip it over.
Yep. And there's a minecart.
Yep, minecart, which is more of just weird what the fuck, because all you have control of is the brake and a bit of weight control.
Yep. But I thought that was amazing.
Which I didn't realize you actually had any control over the brakes until I crashed into the wall repeatedly while I was waiting, supposed to hold the brake so that the minecart stopped, and then the bit that I was on fell down slightly, so then I could go again.
Yep.
There's a big truck.
Yep.
Which behaves almost identically to the Trials bike, only you can't really fail at it.
No.
Because it doesn't have a weight system.
No.
Forwards and backwards.
And occasionally you get control of a blood dragon to start smashing scenery. It's fucking insane.
Oh, and there's a rope swing as well, not just a regular gun.
Yeah. Oh god, the rope swing.
The rope swinging section was arsehole hard.
There was two fucking missions that you need to use this rope swing on that took me fucking ages.
Like, the entire Singers bit fucking ruined me. The entirety of that mission was a fucking ball ache. I think I had like 115 attempts at section. Just like quick replays, quick restarts. How anyone can complete that game without, like, flawlessly. Because there's an achievement for getting A+ in all missions. I don't know how the fuck anyone can do that.
No.
It just should not be possible.
But
although the final kill of the Singers was awesome because it was proper Bowser meets Terminator.
I did. The thing was, I said this to you when I saw you the day after I finished it. I was like, it's tough, and some of it is frustrating, but none of it made me want to lob a controller. None
No.
of it made me want to uninstall it. And actually, because you're on a time limit ish, but you can't run out of time on the missions. So you can have as
No.
many goes as you like, and they are doable, and you know they're doable because the mission before you had an issue with as well, and you just had to figure out what bit you needed to do. So when you get to the end of it, you're like, actually, I finished a Trials game. Holy shit.
Yeah, you actually feel proper badass when you finish it.
Yeah. I love the little 80s and 90s action film quotes for the achievements. Did
Yes.
make me laugh. But yeah, just generally, all in all, a really fun game.
If you like Trials games, it's probably not for you because I took a look through my friends list on the leaderboards, and all of the previous people on. You've got the highest score. Actually,
Okay.
I might have overtaken you.
That wouldn't surprise me. I did suck at quite a lot of it.
Yeah, one of us has the high score on my friends list, and all of the other people are big Trials lovers, including one of my American friends.
Yeah.
Massive Trials lover, brilliant at it. Probably the best Trials player I know in real life.
Yeah.
And his score is like 3,000.
Yeah, it's not a game for people that play trials for trials games because there's
No,
no actual real challenge to it.
no,
You know, apart from a couple of bits where you have to get almost perfect timing or
yeah,
a perfect swing. Apart from those bits, it's very, very hard to fail
yeah. But his
those
score
tracks.
proper reeks of he got to the point where he stops being on a bike, and it's clearly that he's just realized, hang on a sec,
Yeah,
this is me walking around. What the fuck? And I'm not gonna play this anymore.
nah. But for a silly short game, and that's all what it is. I finished it in like 2 or 3 relatively short sittings. You know, I really liked it, but it was very short. But for a freebie on Games with Gold,
Yeah,
can't complain.
if you can pick it up and play it, then it's worth the 6 hours that you will play it
Yeah,
before you finish the story. And then if you look at the achievements and go, you know what, I might do a couple more of these.
yeah,
There are some that are fucking no, there's no point even trying. Like getting the A plus on every rating or getting the secret ending.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
I'm not doing any of those.
it's not worth
No,
the amount of time it would do to get you those.
no. Well, no,
But
because I'm trying to do a thing where I finish games. I'm like, well, if I start achievement chasing, this is going to be ridiculous. Yeah,
one of the achievements is to beat the. It's like the final mission, and you have to beat the train crossing. But the train crossing requires you to do a flawless run for a section.
yeah,
There's like any restarts, and that's it. It's just you can't beat the train.
no,
So yeah, that's proper asshole.
yeah. But you have got to put a thing in there for the trials players, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
Oh, if an actual Trials player has got that far,
yeah,
then power to them. They've managed to watch a game that's bastardized their game franchise.
yeah, this is true.
But for the people like us who love Blood Dragon, despite it now only being in 2 games,
Yeah,
and Rex Power Cult is a badass.
I will at some point reinstall the backwards compatible Blood Dragon and play through it again. But mate, it's so busy over the next couple of weeks. Like I said, I got burnout and I really want to finish Tomb Raider. 2 weeks yesterday, Far Cry 5 comes out.
Fuck.
Yeah. Considering just a few weeks ago we were going, oh shit, it's been delayed. That's fucking ages away. And I'm like, oh fuck. It comes out the night or the day before we record our next episode. Oh fuck.
Man, I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough time to play any of the games that I want to play before fucking Far Cry comes out.
Nope.
Let alone Far Cry when it actually comes out.
What is it? I want to keep playing Burnout, but I really want to finish Tomb Raider.
I want
I,
to get back into playing fucking UFC again.
yeah. But this is why this shit is the reason why I challenged myself at the beginning of the year to get a load of fucking games finished because I do this all the time. The thing with Burnout, once I don't know if it's possible to 100% the game. Probably means breaking every billboard and gate and shit, which will be a pain in the ass. But I might try, and I might call that a finish.
I think completing all of the races and crash events and all of that stuff, I think breaking billboards it would fall under collectibles.
Yeah.
So
But
just
once I get my Burnout Elite license, I can probably call that a completion. But I'll still want to play it. But that's why I bought it digitally, so I can leave it on the machine and just go, I want to break some shit for a bit. Burnout Paradise, motherfucker. But yeah, like I said, I want to do Tomb Raider, and then we've got Far Cry, and then a couple of weeks after that is Granddad of War. I don't fucking know, mate. So I'm not installing anything else just yet. Should we call that a day?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Cool. Have you got a recommendation for?
Trying to decide still between two.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go out there and I'm gonna say, games with gold. You can pick up Super Hot.
Yeah, that's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, Friday. So today or yesterday, if you probably listened to this on Saturday.
Yeah. At the same time that was available, Quantum Conundrum is also backwards compatible. It's a little first-person puzzler in the vein of games like Portal. It was created by one of the directors of Portal. It's not quite as good as Portal, but it is fun. And it is taxing on the brain if you're into that kind of thing. Give it a go.
Yay.
Yeah. Right. So, next week. It is next week, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's partially is right now as well.
Yeah, I suppose. So, over the next couple of weeks, we've got a Tomb Raider movie coming out this week. And then next week, there is an early screening of Ready Player One. Obviously, kind of in preparation for its full release. So we decided that we were going to do next week a video game movie adaptation special.
Marathon.
Kind of. Not marathon, no. Oh. Never a marathon. Well, you can do a marathon if you want, but that, my friend, is far too many Uwe Boll movies for me. Just...
Yeah.
No.
Any amount of Uwe Boll movies is too many.
Exactly, which is why I will not be marathoning all of the video game movies.
Just marathon Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. But this is one of those times where we have a genius idea and then realise, oh fuck, the amount of time this is going to require is ridiculous.
Genius idea that we really shouldn't ever come up with again.
No. So we've invited a couple of our friends, one that has been on this podcast before and one that has not, to come and join us, and we're going to chat some video game movies and maybe review Tomb Raider and Ready Player One and hope that they don't suck.
Yeah. Although it's none of the films that I've seen Alicia Vikander in has been bad. But I've not seen Danish Girl. I was gonna say I've only seen him in like 2 films.
Ironically, it's the one that she won an Oscar for, but it's so shit. It's so fucking rubbish. I hated it so much. I hated Eddie Redmayne for being in it, and I hated everybody for being involved in making it, and I hated myself for watching it. It's awful. But she was in Ex Machina, where she was amazing. I have a lot of time for Alicia Vikander, and I watched a little featurette thing on the making of Tomb Raider, and it looked fun. I'm very forgiving of a lot of films where some other people aren't, so I'm kind of expecting to go in and have fun for 2 hours and come out. If I can do that, I'll be happy.
Yep.
I'm the guy that likes the Assassin's Creed movie, so it's okay. So I tell you what, actually, for a bit I will probably put a thing up on Twitter and that as well. But if you're listening to this and you're thinking, and you want to get involved, Facebook or Twitter or something, let us know your favourite video game to movie adaptations. And if you say Super Mario Brothers, I will not believe you.
If you say Street Fighter, I will also punch you in the face.
Because I'm curious as to what other people like. But yeah, that's going to be our next week. So for a little change, we're going to have an episode this week, an episode next week, and then a normal episode the week after that. So we're going to be busy bees. I don't know how people do a weekly podcast all the time.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't know. Because it's fun to torture ourselves. But yeah. And in that kind of spirit, because I'm going out tomorrow night to watch Tomb Raider, I have to edit this podcast tonight. So I am going to close it down here, I think.
Cool.
Where can people find you, mate, until next week?
On Twitter as the John_CU and on Xbox Live as Long Dong Silver.
Awesome. I am on Twitter at Brooker411, and we as Character Unlock are on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook as Character Unlock. So come find us at any.
But not MySpace.
Not MySpace, not yet, anyways. I'm considering a Grindr account for us, but that's still in the works. But until then, until next week, I think that's us done, mate. Say goodnight, John.
Good night, John.
Good night, John.